Ocean Labs. Deep ideas. Simple knowledge.
All right, let's talk about something that I'm sure has crossed your mind, when you're soaring at 30,000 feet. You look out the window and you just think, how is this even possible? How does this giant metal tube just stay up here? Well, we're going to break down the incredible science of flight today. And trust me, it's a lot simpler than you might think.
No, really, think about it for a second. How does it actually work? You're sitting in a machine that weighs hundreds of thousands of pounds, and it's just hanging out in the sky. It feels like it shouldn't be possible, right? Like it's completely defying nature. But the answer? It's surprisingly straightforward.
And nope, there's no magic involved. No anti-gravity tricks, no secret spells. It all comes down to just a few basic rules of physics, all working together perfectly. And the whole thing really starts with one unlikely hero.
So, the secret of the wing, the unlikely hero of flight. Now, you might think the most important part of a plane is the engine, right? I mean, it's loud, it's powerful, but you'd be wrong. The real secret, the real star of the show, is the wing. And specifically, its very unique shape, which is called an airfoil.
See, the key is all in this shape. An airplane wing isn't just a flat board. It's designed very, very carefully to have this curved top and a much flatter bottom. And that's not for looks, not at all. This shape is a piece of engineering genius, and it's built to do one thing: mess with the air that flows around it.
Okay, so because of that curve on top, the air flowing over the wing has to travel a longer distance than the air flowing underneath it. But here's the kicker. Both streams of air need to meet up at the back of the wing at roughly the same time. So what happens? Well, the air on top has to go faster. It's got to hurry. And this is where a super important rule of physics comes in. Faster moving air creates lower pressure. So what do? You get a pocket of low pressure above the wing and a pocket of higher pressure below it.
And that pressure difference? That is everything. Nature doesn't like an imbalance. So that high-pressure air underneath is always trying to push its way up to that low-pressure area on top. And that powerful upward push, that's a force we call lift. And that's it. That's the force that outsmarts gravity.
Okay, but a wing just sitting on the ground doesn't do anything, right? It's not creating any lift. It needs one more super important ingredient. And that's why planes have runways. They can't just hop into the air. They need a running start.
And here's the deal. It's super simple. To get that air flowing over the wing and to create that pressure difference we talked about, the plane has to be moving forward. And not just moving, but moving fast. It's a direct link. No speed means no airflow. No airflow, no pressure difference. And no pressure difference means absolutely zero lift. Simple as that.
So as that plane starts roaring down the runway, going from low speed to medium to high, that lift force isn't just growing a little bit, it's growing a ton. The faster that plane goes, the more and more powerful that upward push from the wings becomes.
And this is the magic moment. This is takeoff. The plane is screaming down the runway, building speed, building lift, building, until there's that one perfect moment where the upward force of lift finally overpowers the downward pull of gravity. At that point, there's only one place for that plane to go, and that's up.
Okay, so if the wings are doing all the lifting, then what's the deal with those giant, super noisy engines? It's a really common mistake to think they're somehow pushing the plane up, but that's not what they do at all. So let's clear that up right now.
Yeah, let's be super clear about this. An airplane's engines are not rockets. They are not pushing the plane straight up into the sky. Their job isn't vertical, it's horizontal. They have one and only one primary job to do.
And that job is to create what we call thrust. That is the incredible forward-pushing force that gets the plane moving and keeps it slicing through the air. Essentially, the engines provide the speed so the wings can do their magic.
So you see how it all fits together? It's like a perfect chain reaction. Step 1, the engines fire up and create thrust. Step 2, that thrust creates forward speed. Step 3, that speed rushes air over the wings, and that creates lift. And finally, step 4, that lift becomes strong enough to beat gravity. You take away any one of those steps, and the whole thing falls apart. All right, so we're off the ground, we've taken off. But how does a plane just stay there, cruising for hours and hours without falling? Well, now it's all about maintaining a really delicate balance.
So to stay up there, the engines keep a nice, constant speed, which keeps that lift going. But pilots have another trick up their sleeve. They can slightly tilt the nose of the plane up. This changes the angle that the wings hit the air.
It's called the angle of attack, and by just tilting it up a little bit, they can actually create more lift without even needing to go faster.
And when you're having a nice, smooth flight, what's really happening is that these two big forces are in a perfect stalemate. You've got gravity, which is always pulling the plane down, and as long as the lift being generated by the wings, from the speed and that angle of attack, is pushing up with the exact same amount of force, well, the plane doesn't go up or down. It just stays right where it is. It's this perfect balance that lets you cruise for hours.
So let's just boil it all down one last time, right? The wings have a special shape to create lift. The engines provide the thrust to give you speed. That speed moving over the wings is what turns the lift on, so to speak. And from there, physics just takes over and does the rest.
And honestly, that's the real takeaway here. People think flight is this epic battle, planes fighting against gravity. But it's not. It's so much smarter than that. It's about using clever design and science to basically make gravity, well, not the boss anymore. Planes don't fight gravity, they just outsmart it.
It's just such an elegant solution to a dream humans have had forever. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Now that we've figured out how to outsmart gravity using the air around us, what's next? What's going to be the next huge leap in how we get around our world or maybe even get off it? Definitely something to chew on the next time you're up in the air.